Petite Maman, not to be confused with Maine's coastal island, Petite Maman. Hey everybody, welcome to Mainely Movies. As part of my coverage of the 2021 Toronto International Film Festival, today I'm going to be talking about the 2021 French drama, Petite Maman. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for a variety of movie-related content like reviews, rank lists, and trailer reactions. All my reviews include a breakdown of the pros and cons, my rating, and some tailored film recommendations, so be sure to watch through to the end of this video for all that extra content. Petite Maman stars Joséphine Sanz, Gabrielle Sanz, and Nina Meurisse, and was directed by Céline Sciamma. After the death of her grandmother, 8-year-old Nellie, played by Joséphine Sanz, travels with her parents to clean out her grandmother's house in the country. While there, she befriends another young girl with whom she forges an unexpected connection. I was woefully late to Portrait of a Lady on Fire, director Céline Sciamma's last film. Part of the blame goes to distribution, because movies like that just don't get theatrical releases here in Maine. But part of it was my doing as well. That was a movie completely surrounded by hype, which usually makes me a little nervous, because more often than not, I have a tendency to be a bit underwhelmed by films in those situations. So I put off watching that movie, because I didn't want to be disappointed. But when I finally got around to watching it, a year and a half after it was released, I was pleasantly surprised by just how much I liked it. So when I saw Petite Maman on the TIFF schedule, I knew that I had to watch it, if only to avoid a repeat of that situation. I'll admit, the opening minutes of this film had me nervous. It's beautifully shot, beginning with a long tracking shot of our main protagonist moving from room to room in a nursing home, but it's a slow setup. It introduces us to most of the main players, as well as the sense of melancholy that'll stay with us for the rest of the film, to varying degrees. It's at its thickest here at the start, as we see veiled family grief and attempted consolation. Things are slow-moving, but necessary to establish the relationships among our characters and to highlight the differences in the way that kids and adults process grief. At a mere 72 minutes long, Petite Maman is a fittingly slight film. It never feels rushed, and definitely seems longer than it actually is, but it still moves along. So, the slow, melancholy-drenched first act soon gives way to the more imaginative and intriguing second act. And this is where the film starts to pick up a little bit of steam. We're introduced to the twist of the movie. Twist maybe isn't the best word to describe the scenario, since it's not really a surprise. I mean, it's right there in the title after all. But it's the change and plot catalyst that drives the rest of the story. From the moment Nellie meets Marion in the woods, this film takes on a different atmosphere, one of innocence and imagination and exploration. Although both girls are dealing with big, stressful life events, death in the family, impending surgery, when they're together, they could just be kids enjoying each other's company and not have to worry about the things that their parents are worrying about. They spend their days playing in the forest, building a tree fort. They act out little plays with each other. They have sleepovers and make pancakes together. Their friendship becomes an escape from grief, a mutual embrace of childhood solidarity. But, of course, this story offers more than just a cute, relatable friendship. There's a mystery of sorts here that slowly reveals itself over the course of their time together. It's a compelling concept that plays out in a subtle and slightly unexpected way. It's also an interestingly layered concept, one that could be viewed in several different ways. Are the events of this film a fantastical reality, or are they simply the manifestations of a grief-stricken child trying to figure out how to deal with family tragedy? This multi-layered sense of possibility also allows for multi-layered enjoyment of the film. Some people will undoubtedly have a deep emotional connection to this movie. It's a story that feels like it originated from a place of personal experience, and I think that will resonate with a lot of people. Surely anybody who lost somebody close to them at a young age will feel an emotional link here, and a sense of what-if wonderment. Personally, this film didn't really resonate with me on an emotional level, and as I was watching, I was a little concerned that that might negatively impact my experience with this movie, but I found that the strength of the story and the intrigue of its mysterious yet simple premise was more than enough for me. Alright, let's talk about the pros and cons. Pro number one is definitely the premise. I'm going to be vague here to keep this spoiler free, even though the title gives things away, but the basis behind this film's central friendship was so interesting to me. The slow unraveling of the mystery was really compelling, and I found myself incredibly engaged by the character interactions because I wasn't quite sure of the rules of this world and the consequences that might arise. The second pro has got to be the themes. That's a little broad, because this film tackles a number of big themes, but I think that breadth is actually fitting, considering the number of interpretation possibilities. The processing of grief is clearly the central theme here, but I was surprised and impressed by the way this film went about tackling that theme, and how it explored the ways that connection or disconnect can affect it. I'm gonna give Petite Maman 4 out of 5 paws. This is a really simple yet effective story that explores the theme of family grief in a way that's intriguingly multi-layered and multi-generational. I would recommend Petite Maman to anybody looking for a quiet, subtly reflective coming-of-age drama. If you like Céline Sciamma's other films, you'll likely enjoy the style of this one too. I think the premise of this one is enough to capture the attention of most people, but it will probably be most emotionally resonant to those who are close to their mothers or grandmothers, or to those who lost somebody close to them at a young age. If you liked Petite Maman, I would recommend Pan's Labyrinth. Although it may initially seem like an incredibly different type of movie, this is another film about grief, imagination, and fantasy that, depending on how you look at it, could be interpreted in many different ways. If you like the central relationship of the story, you might want to check out Hi Mom, which has similar elements to its premise, though without the childhood angle. And if you really enjoyed the overall style here, I've obviously got to recommend Céline Sciamma's previous film, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It's another quiet, somewhat slow-moving story that heavily focuses on its characters. Alright, a couple questions for you guys. Number 1, have you seen Petite Maman? If so, what'd you think of it? If not, are you looking forward to it? And number 2, what's your favorite movie about a childhood friendship? Be sure to leave your answers in the comments below so we can get a discussion going. Alright, so if you got some enjoyment, insight, or information out of this review, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe or add it to see more videos like this. Till next time, this has been Alyssa with Mainely Movies, the way life should be.